What's going on, everybody in the building, man? Today we have an exclusive in the building, man. One of the first I've seen on YouTube. I haven't seen anybody else review it, but hey, it ain't about being first, it's about doing it best at the end of the day. But today, guys, we have another edition of Got 'em Early of the Nike Book 1 Mirage. Before we get into that though, guys, I did want to show another little exclusive we got, which is the Jordan 5 Lucky Green. But yeah, guys, we have the Jordan 5 Lucky Green. So far, these are being set to release on February 28th for that retail price point of $200. Bam! Check him out, man. Jordan 5 Lucky Green. We know that Lucky Green colorway because it's been, I would say, shoved down our throats for quite some time. No pause, no pun intended. The Lucky Green has seen colorways with the Jordan 1. I think two different variations. Well, I think we've seen Lucky Green and then Kelly Green, but we've seen a couple of Jordan 1s. I believe there's a Jordan 13, but that was called a Kelly Green, which was very similar as well. But we've seen this type of, I guess, color palette being utilized on various different models out there of Jordans. A lot of the times it's paying that tribute and that, I would say, you know, the respects to the Boston Celtics and their color, the Lucky Green, you know, the Shamrock, the Luck of the Irish. You get what I'm saying? Not to say in particular this one's that, you know, that case, but obviously when you look at that and you know Jordan Brand has done Jordan 1 Celtics and, as I stated before, various iterations of Jordan 1s with Pine Green, Lucky Green, Kelly Green, it's only a matter of time we see that being put here on the Jordan 5. And it is a typical Jordan 5 as far as how it looks and its shape. It's the current model of the Jordan 5, which they went with the shape more so truest to its OG, but there is some slight differences. One in particular is that the netting material utilized on here is actually a netting material that is all white. There is no like milky translucent or none of that nature. It's straight up just matte white on the netting, which is nice. It's clean. I do prefer that translucent more so look. I can just only imagine when these things get a little yellow. And then moving on, one thing about this shoe also though, I forgot to mention, this is a women's exclusive. So this is actually a Jordan 5 women's, you know, I don't know about extended sizes and all that, but it is a size 10, which it may be an extended. Let me just look. I don't think it's extended sizes. I'm just gonna double check, but I don't think it's extended sizes because usually extended sizes shoes have men and women sizes on it. And looking right now, yeah, it only goes up to a size 12. So this is not in extended sizes. This is a regular women's size. I will do a full-on in-depth review if you guys and girls want to see it. You guys can see though that it comes typical Jordan 5. You got that little bit of that little paper in the front, plastic to cover up the 3M on the actual logo on the tongue, which is, it's a black tongue, but it is still 3M material. So check it out. You got the lace lock, very nice, very clean, very classic. Check out the bottom as well. It's nice overall, but it's a pass for me at the end of the day. You know, I'm at the point where I just don't need the Skittles taste of rainbow of every single Jordan out there. I know it took a long time, but I'm standing on my square. The 23 also featuring that Lucky Green material comes in the typical Jordan 5 box, and so far having a release date of February 28th. Next up though, we got, man, the big banger. That is the Book 1, Chapter 1, the Devon book. This is called the Book 1 Mirage colorway. And the Mirage colorway itself says light Orwood brown multicolor. We've seen that Orwood be featured a lot on a lot of different shoes from even back in 2022. There was a Zoom 95 Jason Kidd pair that I know that had that Orwood. We've seen Orwood for a minute. It's a very normal colorway, but you see it, Book Chapter 1, as stated is the label there. On the box it says 001-616-228-000602 Booker. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't know what that means there, but it's there. I'll do some deep diving. If I can figure out some information, I'll put like a little Tony or something down there, but check out that label if you want to check out the label as well and see how it looks there. From what I remember reading, the rumored retail price was being $160 at first. Now these are said to be at $140. That's what we're currently seeing these at. And these are releasing on February 17th. So during All-Star Weekend. This is actually the first official release of the shoe, I would say, because there has been various other colorways. One in particular was that all orange colorway that I did like a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I really did like that one. I was not a fan of this shoe overall. I'm not gonna lie, like the shape, it looked like an Air Force One. It does look like an Air Force One with some weird just iterations to it. I'm not gonna lie, in hand, it definitely looks nice. And I do feel like I would cop a pair of the books in particular, but I think I would really wanna cop that orange pair over this one. Believe it or not, this shoe is currently reselling for $300 right now. I've seen 3 and I've seen 4. I wanna say on the low end is the high 200s, but these things are going insane right now. And it might be though, this might be the shoe I gotta get, because I don't think the orange pair, I think it's numbered. These dropped, I believe, like an extreme limited release last year, is from what I was reading. I heard this colorway, or maybe it was the orange pair. There's been some very extreme limited releases of this shoe. This is like the first official one coming out, and as I stated, $140 on the retail price point. This shoe is decked out in what seems to be a very solid nubuck material. It's extremely soft though. I want to almost say possibly more on the suede side. It's not a really rough Durabuck or nubuck. It's very, very nice and soft. Good overall quality feeling there. On the back, this part right here, it has that canvas, almost hemp type of texture going and wrapping around the whole entire shoe. The swoosh features a tumbled leather, and it has the big Nike swoosh on there. On the upper, you have a suede as well that's a little bit more, I would say a little bit more rough. Not like a, well, I hate to say rough, but the tech is a little bit more fluff. That's more so what I'm saying. Wrapped around on that ankle there, that is also perforated. You have on the tongue what seems to be almost like a just cotton overall tongue featured there as well. And then on the midsole, I gotta check it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I wanna do my research. I'm gonna do my research right now, because this feels like some lunar midsole. It's gotta be some dope tech that goes on here. Okay, so the shoe itself features a midfoot shank plate for torsional rigidity. You have the air zoom in a 14mm thick air pad inside here. The midsole is Cushlon midsole plush plus responsive wear. Herringbone is also on the inside as well. And this is some goddamn, I'm gonna show y'all the picture I'm looking at. Also, I'm reading here that this right here, the 001616228-602, which is also featured on the inside as a barcode. The number 001 is his jersey. The 616 is where he grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Moss Point, Mississippi, which is 228. And then plus the 602 at the end is for Phoenix, Arizona. So glad I got that as well. You also got the book on the tongue. I like that as well. I like the book. I like how it's like a book itself, chapter 1. Get it? I like that. Under the hood of the shoe, as it were, Nike design teams layered cushion 2.0 foam within the midsole and a rigid TPU sidewall for added support, with the top loaded Nike Zoom airbag in the heel. So that's what we got going on here on the midsole, and it's very giving. Like if you put some pressure, you can actually put some pressure on there, and it's like, for the most part, it's got that mushy, nice cushion feeling. Overall though, the bottom has a really nice herringbone all throughout the shoe. Very basic, but it works. It works. I like the price point on these. It reminds me a lot of like how Paul George had came out with his initial releases. I think they were going for like 120. I noticed like a lot of the players, when they first start out, they usually come in with a pretty affordable basketball model, and then they tend to go up in price if it's something that a lot of people are buying. I think this is very affordable. At the same time, it has great technology along with it. On the back part, you got the chapter 1, and on the front of that back tab, you have a 96 for the year that he was born. Overall, very solid shoe though. I have no complaints. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a big fan of it, but it was the colorways I was seeing along with it. I'm not saying that every single colorway I like. The shoe itself, it has a particular taste. Like, it's not like amazing, it's not ugly, but I'm gonna be honest, I need to put these on feet to actually see how I feel about them, because it is a very iffy shoe. Like, it's a very iffy shoe whether or not I like it. I know a lot of y'all in the comment section are probably gonna say that I like it because the price point and all that. I get it. At the end of the day, once I do the review, I'll know if I wanna keep the shoe. That's how I honestly feel. Like, I prefer, if this is the all orange pair, I'd keep it. But this is the first release, the Mirage, the first like general release. And I feel like, you know, there'll be a lot of them down the pipeline. At the same time, like, who knows, it might be his first shoe. Like, it might be worth, you know, keeping, because to be honest, Devin Booker, I think he's phenomenal. And Kobe Bryant's my favorite player, and I feel like he's like the closest thing, not to Kobe, but what we have in a league like Kobe. You get what I'm saying? Like in the league, like he's like he reminds me of a young Kobe, is what I'm saying. And Kobe even felt like that in some, you know, some instances. So real nice. We're gonna go into more further in-depth review later on in the week. I wanted to get this one out to y'all ASAP Rocky so y'all can enjoy it. But let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions on the Devin Booker Book 1, Chapter 1 Mirage. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.